Hello, I'm Irina Kiptikova, and welcome to another video blog on mainframes. Earlier, we discussed why the mainframe topic is so hard to take and how we can automate the support of the applications that run on mainframes. This time, we're going to discuss DevOps. And I invited Yuliya Varonina, one of our leading DevOps engineers, to enlighten us on the topic, because I know that Yuliya is a real evangelist of DevOps. The technology writer analyst Mark Hillary is again with us to lead the discussion. So I'm handing over to Mark.
Hello, thanks, Irina. When I started developing code in the 1990s, there was really no concept of DevOps at that time. I would write the code, compile it, test it. If it looked okay, then we would move the test code into production. And then it would be a separate team, like a completely separate operations team would look after it. DevOps, comes from this combination of the software development procedures and the operations. And it's a set of practices that combines the development process with the ongoing operations and support of the code. I left coding before I really ever used DevOps myself. So I'm glad that we've got Yuliya here as an expert in this area. So I suppose the first question would be, how would you define DevOps?
Hi all. What is DevOps? Actually, the same question to me and to many engineers and especially DevOps engineers around the world, but below answers on this question. Some group of people really think that DevOps, it is something about the tools, utilities, automation, test frameworks, or something like that. Another group of people really think that DevOps, it is about methodology of work or a methodology of development life cycle. And another group of people thinking that it is something about culture or something like that. So let's imagine that you need to build your software development quickly and rapidly and to satisfy your customer with a higher quality. What you are going to do in this case? I think you will be together with your team searching for some new tools available for some automation. You also will try to automate each of manual tasks you have inside of your team. You will also try to find the methodology to achieve your goals, such as agile. And all of those things together, all of the people, right, all of them together, it is about DevOps. So for me, DevOps is a culture of common automation and collaboration, and using the best engineering practices we have, and of course together with mindset changes, I would say. So
okay, that's great. And then how does DevOps work in the mainframe environment?
It's also interesting question, and I was also asked about this question. For me, mainframe, first of all, it is a modern technology. We mixed the big computer server together with the technologies and together with supporting the applications which were developed in previous century. But people who work on development for the mainframe infrastructure are really involved in all of these culture changes and all of this transformation around the world. For now, we are, as a developer for the mainframe, really allowed to use the modern IDEs. We really allowed to use the modern plugins, for instance, for Jenkins, or we also could use any new automation which created with connection to the mainframe to be also on the line with new fashion of development the code. So for me, currently, all mainframe world also accepted that DevOps is really needed for them, and this is also reason here that the automation tools called like DevOps tools for the mainframe, this kind of automation are always growing right now. It is available for mainframe developers, of course. So I would say that the question how the DevOps belong to the mainframe is not really valid today, because our mainframe software development absolutely the same development as development or Node.js or any other one. So
does that mean then that you build the DevOps environment in a different way for mainframe, or it's pretty much the same?
yeah, and it's pretty much the same. From development perspective, especially, it is the same way developer build their code and initiate the continuous integration, continuous delivery pipeline, and all magic, I mean, all end-to-end pipeline going through all steps. And we have this solution in place, the same as we have in distributed world. So.
Okay, and so we see a lot of companies offering things like software as a service. I mean, is it possible to offer DevOps as a service?
Yeah, let me start first of all explaining how we start building the DevOps inside of our organization, inside of IBA. First of all, we started to automate some manual tasks, and we try to build our first pipelines from a huge list of custom scripts we was needed to prepare to integrate tools which were available for our organization, and also to achieve the goals which was set to us. And we are mostly using the IBM solutions as a giant called Urban Code for our first automation. And then when also DevOps became more and more, I would say, useful and suitable for the mainframe, we start also using the Jenkins and more open source technologies to inside of our organization also to combine all together to build our end-to-end solution. And then when we have and when we save some time for ourselves to innovate and to create some modern things, we really thinking about all of these things, and it became an idea that DevOps of the service, and also the idea of scalable pipeline constructor. So when we are talking about DevOps as a service, what does it mean, at least for me? So it means that we are talking about technical solution, but a bit flexible, because we can't build like common technical continuous integration and continuous delivery solution which will be suitable for all organizations around the world, like a common practice or best practice. It's impossible, because each organization has their own environment, platforms available, backtracking tools, test management tools, test frameworks, etc. So in each case, it is really something unique, and we need to be flexible to adapt all of this solution into one pipeline to achieve the goal of end-to-end one push button DevOps solution. So it is something which is really similar to the set of constructor for the children, when we need to try to assemble these cubes in the right order. So we need to first of all research the customer environment, understand their pains, their programming languages available, etc., etc. And we need to understand the correct order. How should we build this pipeline? So Currently, we are played enough with these cubes inside of IBA, and we have enough experience, and we can also advise other companies how to build DevOps. And also technically, we played enough with some, as I said, IBM solution and also with open source solution, and we can also advise how to build all of this technical solution in place for different organizations. So I can talk really about DevOps more than 1 hour because I'm evangelist in this sphere, really. I don't know what I need to add here.
No, I don't think you need to add anything. That was a fantastic introduction. I'm sure that you could keep talking for hours, but just for the sake of this video, we just needed this short introduction. So that's a great overview of the concept of DevOps and especially how it works for mainframes. So thank you. Over to you, Irina.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Yuliya. I think now all of us know that DevOps and mainframe go well together. And thank you everyone for watching this video. If you'd like more information on the subject discussed, please click the link below.